This is the most beautiful queen endgame you will ever see in your life. Black is 3 pawns up and this pawn is about to queen, but white is not losing this game. Let me first show you what we do in our games. We put the queen here, thinking, oh, he's gonna queen, then I'm gonna take his queen, and when he takes back with the queen, this is a stalemate and a draw, so you just do it. And he takes with the king, and this is a check on your king. The king goes up, he checks, and this is checkmate. What just happened here? I told you white is not losing this game. This pawn is about to become a queen, so the last thing you want to do is give a check, because he would just push his pawn and it becomes a queen. You help him queen. Guess what? We do give a check like this. It's pretty insane. We help him queen, and this position with 2 queens is just a draw, because you check and you check again, and he tries to protect himself with the queens, but there is nothing you can do. It's a sort of triangulation. But wait! If your friend is smart, he's not gonna queen. He's gonna underpromote to a knight instead. And it's much more tricky, because you're gonna try to triangulate. He's gonna cover with the queen only move. You check again. Now he covers with the knight, and he thinks he's winning. But he's not. Look at this. Even when you check like this and the king is escaping now, and we're thinking, that's it. This guy's gonna go away. I can't just keep checking him. Doesn't work. I give you 5 seconds to try to find one of the most beautiful moves I've ever seen to draw with white. So in this position, you're knight and 2 pawns down. So how about you give the last piece that you have, like this. If queen takes, this is a stalemate. The king cannot go anywhere. But wait, he could take with the king. This is again a stalemate, because the knight is controlling the square. But wait a second, what if the king goes away? What happens then? Now all you have to do is take with the queen, and when the king takes, it's another stalemate. That's a rare stalemate, because the knight is controlling these 2 squares and the pawn controls this, and you saved the position with white. I can't believe I didn't know this trick for the past 30 years. Do you think I'm showing you how queen plus 2 pawns is beating a queen? Of course not. White is winning here. You don't want to be messing with queen and games. Who do you prefer, the queen or the king in chess? Let me first show you what you do in your games. You see a king here, you move it, because you're thinking that you may have a checkmate in 2 moves. The guy's gonna start checking you. You move, you take the pawns, all happy about yourself, but he starts checking you non-stop. He goes for you, the board is wide open, and you realize that you only have a draw because he's only gonna keep checking you, and you messed up. But I said that this position was winning for white even though you're 2 pawns down. And the first move is totally counterintuitive here. This king is here and I'm trying to attack it. How about I move the queen in a totally opposite direction? Yes, this is a brilliant move. Do you see what it does? You're now threatening checkmate in 2 moves. Honestly, if you play a move like this against me in a tournament, I may end up brawling you like what happened in the Pistons, because this move is too beautiful. Your friend is gonna go with a check. Now you move the king, checking him is a discovery check with the queen. He moves, and now I'm gonna show you a little trick in chess that we call the staircase. You start with this check, then you start giving checks, going up, like going on a staircase. Exactly the same thing. You go up again and again. And when he comes here now, the winning move is not to check again. The winning move is to go to e7, because there is no way to stop these checkmates. You can try. Either the queen is gonna move away and it's gonna be checkmate, or he's gonna push a pawn and you're gonna checkmate on a7. But wait a second. Since the queen ended up on this square, like this, what was the point of actually going like this with the staircase? Because if the point was to be on this column, you could have played queen h7 straight away. But you see that this is a big blunder. The difference between putting the queen here or here at the end of the previous variation is that now you do not control this square, which means he can start giving checks again. And this is just a draw. There is nothing you can do about it. It's called perpetual checks. If I end up in this position with black, 3 pawns up, going to queen after work or after school, and I end up losing this game, I may break my computer. I kind of agree with this guy. We play chess for this reason. But this is not to find absurdity on the chessboard instead. Here, white did not lose this game. White is totally winning here. But let me first show you what we do in our games and end up losing with white. We see a pawn, we just take it, thinking we're gonna checkmate. The king comes here, now you check again. The king goes there, and now you're thinking, there is no checkmate. So you give a check instead. Now the king escapes. You give another check, thinking you're fine because you're taking this pawn. But he goes there, exchange queens. And this pawn is absolutely unstoppable. We totally messed up in a winning position for white. The winning move here is simply to bring the queen here, trying to checkmate on the next move. The only move is to bring the queen. Now this queen controls this square, so you cannot checkmate anymore. But you take this pawn, checking. The only move is to cover with the pawn. But black has a direct threat. He's threatening this and push the pawn to become a queen and win the game. So another brilliant move is to just control this square. This creates a zugzwang or zugzwang or however you want to say, which means black doesn't have any good move to play. This queen is forced to take and guard this square, otherwise white would just checkmate. This king cannot move, this pawn cannot move. So the only move is to just push this, sacrifice it, he's taking it, and again you don't have any move, but it's not finished because this queen has to guard this square, otherwise it's checkmate. Your friend is going to try a trick on you, and this is this check. You're forced to take, and now he's gonna queen. And if you exchange queens here, I may delete the channel and never play chess again. All you have to do is just give a check. He's forced to come up, and you checkmate, but this is not over. There is another trick here. He could under-promote to a knight giving a check. The king is gonna move. And now he comes here. And please do not take this knight. Otherwise it's a stalemate and a draw. Again, the same thing. When he comes here, give this check. And then checkmate.